live in Brooklyn, baby. We live in Brooklyn, baby.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, everyone, on this wonderful Saturday. This is Insanity Check. I'm Skillet Sauce, and that's Ken, and 8 is back on the boards. So...
Damn, no hello, 8? Just a...
Yeah, I could say hello. I didn't know you was going to introduce me.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Come on, 8, we love you, man.
We always introduce you every time you're here.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate
it.
As you may have learned from
Previous shows,
I'm a dumb Jets fan, and yesterday was the Jets' first preseason game.
or the opening of the Bungling Brothers Circus. Literally.
Bear with us, those who don't care about football and those who are not Jets fans. I actually wasn't even going to say anything, but Mr. Sauce here is so delighted with the exploits of these idiots that he just felt the need to say something. So go ahead, Sauce. Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Basically, I mean, for those people that, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that know who Tim Tebow is, but they probably don't know, if they're not football fans, don't know anything about football, but you've heard the name. Yesterday was his debut with the New York Jets, and it was Christ awful. I mean, for me, I already know. I mean, because I'm just looking at it as the best show in town. I'm a Denver Broncos fan and a Chicago Bears fan, if you can understand that. But I'm going to watch the New York Jets because I want to see this debacle go down. And I'm almost positive, having seen him play yesterday, that Rex Ryan is basically trying to appease Woody Johnson.
I mean, I've said this all along.
Clearly.
That Woody Johnson, who is the owner of the New York Jets, he has to have some hand in this because almost anyone will tell you if they watch football, this could not have been a purely football decision. No. I mean, when the Broncos cut Tebow, only 2 teams went after him, with 2 and a possible third if you're a Spades fan, and the Jets were one of the 2.
Yeah,
they gave up a 4th and I think a 6th round pick, which is basically slumlord.
They should have given up Jeff the Gatorade boy for this guy.
And and I've said this. I actually write about the Jets on footballnation.com and Cold Hard Football Facts, and I submitted an article which is up right now. If you go to footballnation.com and throw in my name, full name Kennedy Ross, that's my government name, you will see the article, which basically involved ESPN sent a whole team of people there to Jets training camp for the whole week. That's never been done before, mind you, never. And it's all because of Tebow. And the one thing that they keep glossing over is what happens if starting quarterback Mark Sanchez gets hurt. Okay.
Well, you saw what's going to happen because basically they was running him out of the vanilla offense, but he still had to make traditional throws. He was high. He was late. He was the interception was fucking terrible. I mean, it's like the what was that, defensive back that linebacker didn't even have to make a credible football move to intercept it. It's like, how could he not have seen him?
Was it my imagination, or did it seem like every time Tebow snapped the ball, he was like a second late moving from out of center? The whole line moved, and it seemed like he was the last one to move.
Because a couple of them, I thought that his rhythm is definitely not there. I think I thought a few that he was going to like literally leave the huddle without the ball. Because that's what it looked like. It was a little bit of a delay there. And look, I went back and watched some of this guy, his collegiate exploits on YouTube, because I said there's got to be some substance to this dude, some reason other than the fact that he's a virgin and he's devoutly religious, that people would want to gravitate toward this guy. And I think if he's not in that spread option offense, I don't think he's going to be serviceable, because just the flow of a traditional offense seems to go against everything that this dude wants to do.
Yeah, I mean he broke off a couple of big runs,
which were good. They were good,
of course.
And he did make a good move, and he did jump cut a dude. Yeah, he did do a good jump cut and phase one dude on the 25-yard. I wonder, it was decent. Sanchez could not have done that.
But that's not going to last. It's not going to help him. And but like you said, I am going to watch. Fortunately, I always get the NFL ticket, the DirecTV football package, so I'm able to see a multitude of games, which I will be utilizing this service because there's probably going to be at least a half a dozen times where I'm not going to be able to sit down and watch this the rest of the horror
you've
show.
got to watch it. That shit's going to be funny because Sanchez looked like dog shit too.
Yeah,
he looked terrible. They suck, man. I mean, they really suck. Revis should have been burnt for a touchdown in the end zone if the kid didn't drop it. The Bengals dropped it. I mean, so they suck, man.
Yeah.
They really suck.
But speaking of
What
little
you
stuff,
laughing at, man?
No, I just understand that really hurts Ken's feelings the more you say it.
no, seriously, the good thing is that I have resigned myself to the fact that these cats are going to suck monkey balls this whole season.
They're going to implode.
So it normally it would be, but I'm not going to be grimacing this year. I'm not going to be grimacing. I'm not going to be depressed after another stupid loss. Literally the only thing that can happen to me is pleasant surprise, which would be a surprise if I was pleasantly surprised.
So okay, what do you think their record is going to be? Just
I really haven't scanned thoroughly their schedule.
well, they're playing humans. so that's all you need to know.
Well, I'm just going to go right down the middle. I'm going to say 8-8. It's probably going to be the same thing as last year. And if they're 2 games below that, I won't be surprised. If they're 2 games above it, I actually will be surprised.
You think if they're 10-6, I would
it'll be
legitimately
shocking.
be surprised.
It'll be shocking. But of course, I am looking to see what eventually is going to happen with this whole Tebow thing, because the general consensus so far is that even though Tebow wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, he still played better than Sanchez.
Yeah, he did.
So that's 1 for Tebow, 0 for Sanchez at this point. And they're waiting to see what's going to happen next game.
And that's a sad indictment of Sanchez, because if you talk about just overall football productivity,
Yeah.
if you factor in, they were almost. I think Sanchez was 4 for 6 or 7, and Tebow was like 4 for 8, something like that. And their yardage was pretty much the same. Obviously, Tebow had that terrible interception, but Tebow had how many yards on the ground? He had like 34 yards on the ground. See, so when you factor in that the yardage on the ground, he outplayed Sanchez, which is just
like Pat Riley used to say about the Knicks 3-pointers, it's fool's gold. If you think that is going to win you
No, it's not good. I mean, exclusively it's not, but the option that, look, put it this way, whenever Sanchez would leave the pocket last year, how many times did he fumble?
Yeah, he fumbled a lot.
He cannot take a hit at all. I mean, they stripped. That's one thing you could say about Tebow. He's field strong. Rarely, unless they literally put a fist on the ball, they rarely. I can't recall seeing him all last year, because he played for my team, the Broncos, to where he actually just took a solid hit and just coughed the ball up. I mean, I've seen situations where he had this stupid elongated delivery, and the guy just slapped his arm and the ball came out. But as far as it just like Sanchez, you just breathe on that dude and he's dropping the fucking ball. So,
but just out of curiosity, that ball that he threw, well, I thought it looked damn near like the ball just slipped right out of his hands. It was probably his ugliest pass was the long ball that he threw towards the right sideline.
Now,
they say
he was throwing it away.
I don't believe that shit for a second.
Now, you know what? The reason you can't really tell with him, because I would hope that he was throwing it away, because there was no way. Put it this way: there was no way for that pass to be completed, no matter who threw it. The way, and at the time that the ball was released, it would have been a complete interception. But when other guys throw the ball away, their form looks different. You can tell that they're throwing the ball away.
Initially, I thought the ball slipped out of his hand.
His delivery, be it ugly or whatever, is consistent when he's trying to throw the ball away or when he's trying to actually hit a receiver. So it's hard to tell. Because when I saw the ball go over there, I'm like, oh my Jesus, what the hell was that? But now I was like, wait a second, no, he had to be throwing it away because it was so far over. But with this dude, you never know, and that's the thing about this guy, where you just don't know. And I can't wait to see him take the brutal lashing that this New York media is going to lay on this dude.
Tebow.
Yeah.
I don't think they will too much, though.
What? Oh, they're waiting for this dude, man. I think they're waiting for him.
They are, but at the end of the day, I think really all he has to do is shake himself off enough times after he takes a leak, and everybody will applaud. Like whatever he does positive, I think they'll make a bigger deal out of
Yeah.
it than the one slip up he does make.
Well, I mean,
So far, they didn't glorify his efforts yesterday. I mean,
Yeah, but it's preseason.
I understand
and
that.
they weren't even in New York. Once they come to New York and the crowd backs them on
Yeah.
one tremendous play, it's over. Forget about it.
you think so? I mean,
that's going to be an interesting thing for me. Now, again, so far it's 1-0
Yeah.
Tebow. What if Tebow has a better preseason than Sanchez?
Yeah.
How will you? I mean, I might start a personal campaign against the Jets if they actually use that as
a reason to
start Tebow.
No. No. I think the only way Tebow's going to start is like literally Sanchez is going to have to play the way he did the past 2 years. Well, basically last year. Sanchez plays the way he played last year. He's going to get replaced. They're going to replace him because they can always say we know what we got last year and it resulted in 8-8. So butter on your fingers, man. What have you slipped up?
Nah, this is somebody playing football.
Oh. But yeah, so that's what I think is gonna. I think if he does the same thing he did last year, they're gonna. Well, we already know the end of this story, and they'll go over to Tebow. But
cataclysmic.
It's gonna be
ending.
embarrassing.
It's forthcoming.
It's gonna be embarrassing. I told you yesterday. I think a lot of the personnel are going to be gone. I think Sanchez is going to be going after this year, if there is a year after this year, depending on the Mayan shit. So I think Sanchez is going to be gone. I think Ryan is going to be gone, and I think who's the GM? Who's the GM again?
Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum is going to be gone. I think those three. I think at least two of those three are going to be gone.
Nah, I don't believe that.
And
the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I don't believe it is he did they all did a good job the first 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, no one should expect them to do better this year than they did last year because they have a worse team.
No, I understand that.
You should almost expect them not to make the playoffs.
But see, the whole thing is
anything positive is going to be great.
But the whole thing is you had your
playoffs.
chance to make your team better, and what you did is you went out and got Tebow.
Yeah, that's my thing.
But did they really have a chance to make
Of
the
course,
team better?
listen,
anything could be better than
they
this
could have
guy.
gotten better receivers. They have one veteran receiver.
When Cromartie came out and said that he thinks he's the second best receiver, the other receivers were insulted, but you know what?
He wasn't far off.
He wasn't far off. That's what I'm saying. For a dude that doesn't really know how to run routes and all of that kind of stuff, but he has decent hands when he's not getting burnt. And I didn't realize his yards after the catch, Cromartie, when he intercepts, is actually better than Revis.
Oh, well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I didn't because they say he really tries to take it to whatever. So, the Jets could have made improvements with the wide receiver, and they absolutely could have got a better second string quarterback. Vince Young was out there.
Second string quarterback is a second string quarterback.
But
now
still,
what they got is a circus. But
yeah, but why do you need
what wide receiver out there? That was available. Would you have wanted?
They could have got Braylon Edwards.
Braylon
Yeah,
Edwards,
but
they could have
what
gotten.
did Braylon Edwards do last year? And he's coming off an injury.
Okay, maybe he's better. He certainly did a hell of a lot. He did a little bit more than Santonio Holmes did when they were both here.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that his numbers were better than Santonio Holmes.
But he's coming off of a horrible year.
But maybe he didn't want to. All right, you know what? We can continue this because we're on a stricter schedule now, so we have to take a break. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and we will just finish this up and then head on. All right, thanks.
You got the music.
We're trying to make it, baby.